So a new journey begins, and we are back in the mask. It has been a while since I've been in the mask, but here we are. Time for me to get cracking, get journeying, and see what I can meet along the way, see who I need to take out, see who I need to be looking after. Maybe meet a couple of survivors, have a bit of fun, and this is going to be what Season 2 is going to be all about. It's going to be a bit trickier in Season 2, since it's a lot harder finding servers with no debug monitors, no guns, no loadout, no donor perks, none of that. It's just completely nothing. As you can see, even in this server, you do spawn with a machete and you get a vest, and that's pretty much it. That's okay, even to the point that you spawn with a pistol, that's fair enough. But as long as you don't spawn with a primary gun and it's not going to be a killing fest, that's a good server for me to join. So I will be trying in this series to find servers where you spawn with nothing, and I think DayZ is the way to go, even though I have been looking for the past couple of days and I have found about 3 or 4 servers where you actually start with nothing. I think one of them you start with a Makarov, so yeah, that's not really OP, if you see what I mean. So yeah, this is it. We're back with Season 2. Hope you guys have been really looking forward to it. You'll have to support the video if you enjoy it, and I'll be making more. And I will be definitely trying some new maps out in this season. I'll be definitely trying DayZ, and I'll be pretty much going back to the basics of DayZ. You know, for those of you that are kind of new to my channel and you remember my videos as Bandit School, well, I've not always been a bandit. I've always been the hero. I've always played as a survivor. Not the hero, I don't want to say hero. I've played as a survivor. And you'll see that throughout my series. I always confuse the two. Well, not really confused, but I call heroes, I call survivor heroes and bandits bandits, because that's what you do. But the point is that I still think DayZ it should go back to what it was. I was scared most of the times. What's this? What's that? There's something around this corner. There's something around that corner. I don't want this to turn out into a deathmatch. If it were a deathmatch, as you can see in Bandit School, the sole reason is I joined servers like that in Bandit School because I don't want to join a regular server and ruin somebody's day for maybe he collected that weapon and whatever gear he had on him for a couple of hours, or maybe for a couple of days. It depends how much he played. And I just never believe that. If I join one of them PvP servers that you have everything, that's fair enough. He's going to respawn with the same gear, so yeah, he hasn't really lost much. But I can make it a little bit entertaining for you guys, since you can crash into people, you can have a bit of fun, you can troll people and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons I never played regular DayZ servers, because I'm not a bandit really. I enjoy DayZ for what DayZ is. It's a survival game. Bandits are part of DayZ. Without bandits, DayZ would be completely pointless to an extent. But I just really enjoy it. Now, as you'll see a little bit in this video, I always try and make contact. I always try to talk to people. I always try to encourage a bit of dialogue, a bit of chatter, a bit of, look, we don't have to shoot each other, we don't have to do this and do that. There's Ural coming through. Hopefully he'll let me pass or something like that, because I'm hoping he will. Shooting a few zombies and throwing that smoke grenade over there is not really going to be working in my favor, since he knows 100% that I'm around here somewhere now, so he's going to be looking to see what's going on. My presumption is that he's going to look out to see if he's a bandit or not. You can see him, he's down there in the camo. Now I'm going to go ahead and message him a couple of times. I presume he's going to read it and move along, because I'm not a bandit. I don't actually try and shoot him. You know, I've always said about the high ground. As long as you have the high ground in DayZ, then you're pretty much guaranteed to win, unless you're really a bad shot or something like that. But 9 out of 10 times you should be winning a gunfight when you have the high ground. Now, as you can see, zombies are still coming up for me, which is a little bit of an issue, because zombies can damage you, can knock you out in really weird places these days. You don't have to have 3,000-4,000 blood to be knocked out. I've been knocked out in the first shot of a zombie, just mowed me once, and that was pretty much it. As you can see, he's coming up. Now, unfortunately for him, I kind of had to take him out, because he didn't reply to any of my messages. I've messaged him a couple of times. I said, dude, just move along. There's no need for you to be here. There's nothing to see here. Just move along, and that's that. He should have just taken that advice. I mean, you can always give him the benefit now. Wait, what if he doesn't speak English? Well, that's kind of tough luck. It's an English-speaking game, and I presume everybody speaks a little bit of English to that extent that you understand move or don't stop or you're gonna die or whatever. So, yeah. Unfortunately for him, it was a how should we call this? Should we call this collateral damage? Not really collateral damage, since he tried to get me flanked a little bit and shot me in the face or whatever. He's trying to do something. So I'd rather not take any chances. It's going to be a bit more trickier into this season because everything is so deathmatchy now. Everything is just, I don't need anything. There's no point me being into a server and trying to help somebody if he already spawns with an M4 or an M16 or a DMR or whatever the case may be. It's going to be harder of doing anything than what we used to do before. We used to run into people, we used to give people some food, some ammo. Namalsk is notorious for not being pretty much nothing to eat in this map, so having somebody give you a can of Coke and some beans or some meat or some food or anything like that, then that's pretty cool, and it's definitely something that you should be thinking when you're playing DayZ, is that DayZ is not what it used to be. For those of you that have started playing DayZ a little bit later on, and I'm talking the past couple of months or so, DayZ's been out for over a year. I've been posting DayZ videos for over a year now, and the DayZ that I've started playing and the DayZ I'm playing and that you're watching right now are two completely different DayZs. DayZs, I know that don't sound right. It's DayZs, whatever. I'm trying to talk to that guy, but I forgot my mic wasn't connected. I'm still moving. I still don't have everything it's right and set up. I mean, I can easily take that guy out, but that's not what I do in DayZ Adventures. I move along. I see where's a problem. I'll try and help out as many survivors as I can. I'll take some bandits out if need be. I could easily be shooting them two guys in the face, taking the Ural and whatever loot they had inside, and that's pretty much it. Even though I have my mic, it shows that I have my mic on, it's not connected. So even though I'm sort of talking into it, I forgot, shit, yeah, it needs to be plugged in order to work. But mistakes will be made in this series, don't worry about that. Now, getting back into what DayZ is now, sadly, it's all debug monitor that covers half of your screen with blood and FPS and this and what you had for dinner last night, and if you need to have a piss, spawn with DMR, and if you don't spawn with a DMR, somebody else will buy a DMR because it's only like $5 in every single server, so why not get a DMR? So yeah, it's going to be really difficult filming this series, but I am really looking forward to playing it again. I'm really looking forward to going back to the original DayZ. I don't want to play Overwatch. I don't want to play any of that because it's just too easy. That's wasteland. There's guns everywhere. There's stuff everywhere. There's no point me actually approaching a survivor and saying, "Hey, bruv, here's a gun," because you can just go into the first barn and it'll be 3 Cog 98s there and 8 pistols and some 3 different types of clothing. It's just too simple. It's just too easy. So it's back to basics for me, and that's gonna be the case in season 2. Now, getting back into the game, I see that bandit. I want to see if he's got a map on him. I want to see if he's got some gear on him. I'm trying to lose these zombies as much as I can, and trying to get into that bike. And look at that. And yeah, when it comes to bikes and when it comes to vehicles, well, bikes no, because bikes is my mode of transport, and I will be finding ways to retrieve my precious after all this time. I know I've got a couple saved, but sadly all the servers that I used to play in the original DayZ Adventures have all but crashed or disappeared. I don't even have them anymore. So fortunately, we do have to find new servers, make a new journey, and that's pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to playing DayZ as it should be played. Made my way to the army base here. I'm just looking around, just making sure there's nobody around here. I did see zombies, and I know for a fact, for 100%, that I do not spawn the zombies at that range. The range, I'm just too far out. The zombies are no way spawned by me, so that must be there's somebody down there. It's just a matter of time before you keep an eye out and see where he is. Now, when it comes to camos and ghillie suits, the funny thing is, mostly on the mouse now, you find white ghillie suit. I've got one of them on me. But I do have some camo. So when I'm actually stalking a little bit, when I'm just watching to see what happens and how everything goes, I do like to throw on camo or a ghillie suit or anything like that, because it gives you a little bit more cover. You see there's a survivor over there doing something. He's just looting some guns, and that's pretty cool to me. I'll just let him be on his way. There's no actual need for me to start shooting him from up here, because it's not what DayZ is all about. But I do put on camo and I do put on a ghillie suit if I'm just somewhere sitting down, just watching, seeing what happens, and then I'll act accordingly to whatever happened. But I do take him off if I run into contact with other people. I've always said that in the previous series, but because running into somebody and you have a ghillie on, automatically thinks that you're geared and you have high-end loot, and he'll probably try and shoot you. Getting in with a camo, chances are pretty much the same. Also, the camo and the ghillie disguises you if you have a bandit skin. So chances are that if you have a survivor suit on, or survivor skin, not the suit, he will not shoot at you. Well, chances are a little bit slimmer than the other two, but still you are likely to be shot. It just all depends if you have the confidence to get in, get closer, talk to him, talk him down by not shooting you. Because as I mentioned before, 90% of the shooting is panic shooting. Somebody sees you, automatically just shoot because he's going to kill you. That's not always the case. Not everybody's unfriendly. I'm friendly. In my DayZ adventures, I'm completely friendly. I'll help you with blood. I'll give you some weapons. I'll give you some food. I'll do whatever I can to help you. Whatever I have on me that I can spare, I will give it to you. And that's what I've done in the previous series. Now, seeing that that guy's just doing some looting, that's pretty cool to me. I'm just going to head to the bunker because I want to get the railgun. I know it's been a while, but I'm trying to get it. And also there's a couple of heli crashes up here that I could be checking out. Those heli crashes out here always spawn some nice loot. You can maybe get lucky enough to find some warm clothing. You can get lucky enough to have DMR or G36K or some decent guns out of them. They do spawn decent stuff in there. So seeing that there's two a couple of 100 meters away from me, I'm just going to go and check them out before I go into the bunker. One of the strategies I use when going into a bunker, if I have smoke grenades or actual grenades, is I grenade the bunker. As soon as I get on top, you know, there's that little hole that you get on the step ladder and then you go down there. I throw a smoke grenade or at least a grenade if I have any of it, because somebody could always be camping down there. You just never know. I mean, if you go up there and type in the direct chat, hey, is there anybody down there? He might respond, he might not, but then he automatically knows you are above him. He's just going to wait for you, shoot you in the face. So always to play it safe. I know sometimes you could be getting a murder on, but that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, there's not really much you can do about that, and then 90% of the people don't really reply to the message, hey, is it safe to come down into the bunker? Is it okay for me to come and loot some stuff? I'll not shoot you. That's always going to be tricky to get any kind of response from somebody being down there, because at the end of the day, he's probably farming the same stuff you are, so why share it with somebody else? He's just going to want it for himself because he might have been there for a couple of hours, he might have been there for a while, so he just doesn't want to share it. So always play it safe when going down into the bunker. So making my way down there, and you'll see I've not really been there for that long, and then I'll come back. It's unfortunate that I could just never get my hands on that railgun. It's just that simple. I even looked for a server where he said you spawned with a railgun and you didn't. I just joined that server just so I can have it one time, and you just don't get it. You didn't get it. You spawned with nothing. It was just the admin lying about spawning with a railgun so people join his server. But as soon as everybody joined, everybody just logged back out, telling him to fuck off, that he's lying, and that was it. So didn't really find anything. The best I found was a G36K, and that was good enough for me. There's a sniper over here. I'll go ahead and check that loot in a second because he's got to have something on him. I'm not the best to be shooting that over here, but I do have the silenced the SD rounds into them. That's, well, it's going to help a little bit with the zombie, but not really that much. And you can see the guy, the sniper there, had the VSS in there. Now, I love the VSS. I think VSS is one of the best guns in the game. There is no zeroing on it, but I think it is zeroed at 200 or 300 meters. It is silent weapon, so you can do a lot of damage as long as you have a nice bit of cover. You take your time going somewhere. You don't go for crazy shots miles and miles away. You can do a lot of damage with that gun, and it's one of my favorite guns in there because of that reason. I just really enjoy that. I play stealthily. I take my time doing things. And it's just, when you take the shot, I'd rather not be discovered, because I took the shot to probably kill a bandit, or somebody killed somebody and I took him out. And most of the times when people see you shooting somebody, it automatically assumes that you just shot on sight and you've shot a survivor and he's going to try and engage you. So having the VSS, it is really cool, because you can take the shot, move along. He wouldn't really know what just happened. Now, when it comes to stealth and noise levels, the VSS is actually quieter than the M4SD. You know, there's plenty of M4SDs, you can find them throughout the map, but the VSS is a lot harder to find, so it's going to be a bit trickier getting your hands on one of these guns. But once you do have one, then you should always go for it, because it's a really good gun. Now, as it happens, I heard some shooting around here, and I know there's somebody around here. There's going to be a restart pretty soon, so it's not going to be long before the restart goes. About a minute left, but I want to see where that dude's at, because I know he's going to be around here somewhere. I know he shot somebody, and there he is, look. He's swimming. Remember Dory from Finding Nemo? Keep on swimming, keep on swimming. Oh, yeah, he can't swim no more because he's been shot in the face. There we go. So he's been dealt with. Now, again, I'm not 100% sure if this is the bandit that I was looking after. I'm looking after the bandit that shot a survivor. Somebody said, "Are you friendly at the land bridge?" And the next minute he was dead. Now, seeing that the land bridge is just behind me, I've heard different types of weapons going off. I've heard what he appeared to be a DMR mag, the 7.6. It could be an M24, it could be a DMR, it could be an M14. I've heard an AK go off, and I also heard some Stanag rounds just popping off into the distance. Now, were they shooting at each other? Were they shooting zombies? That's for me to find out, and for them not to see me and shoot me in the face. You know, see the server's restarting. Come back into it a little bit. Saw a bit of smoke just over there, so I headed towards it. You can see there's a little base, let's call it, or the land bridge between the old hospital and the actual main island of the Mask. Now, I'm just going to keep an eye out just to see what's going on. Probably somebody crashed that vehicle. It looks like I don't have a wheel. I see somebody fapping there. There's a sniper. I don't know what gun he has. I don't want to take the shot just yet, even though, you know, I really don't trust ghillies. And if I see a ghillie and I can't see his survivor clothing, then most of the times I will take the shot. But seeing that I'm pretty covered here and he doesn't have a clue that I'm around here, I'm just going to wait to that and see what happens. He's not going to get anywhere fast in that vehicle since he's missing a wheel. I'm presuming that's... he just got here and he may have just looted somebody. I have no idea, and I can't really see what gun he has on his hands. It looked to me... it looks a bit orangey, but before that, I thought it was an M14. I heard somebody shooting just over here. Now, see what I mean about stealth? Keeping it stealthy. And that sounded... you can see there's a bandit further down. Just over there by the shoreline that he's shooting at somebody else. I'm just going to go and take this dude out because I know he's around here. There he is. Okay, he's dealt with. Now, I was waiting for the other guy to move along, but he just didn't. He just completely disappeared. Now, I don't know if he disconnected or he just went across to the shoreline and moved up, but I just could not see him anymore. So I made my way up a little bit, up the coast, found a car. I think this is the car that they used to come down to the land bridge. Now, as you'll see a little bit further down the coast, I do see another ghillie with greyish, not grey, orangey, whatever that colour is. That looks like he has got an M14 on him, but is this the guy that I was looking at but the bandits were shooting at? Did the bandit actually run into him, chased him down, shot him in the back and just left him on the coast? But why wouldn't you take his gun? I mean, he sounded like he had a Stanag gun on him, like G36, M4, M16. That makes kind of no sense, but I don't want to hang around and see what's going on. I'm just going to get in the car, get going, park it away. This is where I normally park, and just leave it here for the time being and disconnect. I've been playing for a couple of hours. There's some things I had to do, and that's pretty much it for my first episode in season 2 of my DayZ adventures. Now, I just hope you guys have enjoyed it. You'll have to let me know what you think. Post a comment, give it a like if you want to support it. That always helps with the series. And that's pretty much it on this one, because the server has actually changed to Epoch. So unfortunately I can no longer rejoin this, but I will be finding another server where I should be starting from scratch again. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Russian Sniper, out.